More Canadians are having their electronic devices seized and searched when crossing the U.S. border. So there's new data from U.S. Customs and Border Protection that's showing officers searched nearly 15,000 electronic devices between April and June. The trend is raising questions about what to do if this happens to you. What are your rights at the U.S. border? Let's find out. I'm joined by Stuart Friedman, an immigration lawyer from South Bend, Indiana. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so here, I'm great. Thank you for joining us. Here's the scenario. A Canadian driving up to the border. An agent says, show me your phone. What are your rights?
Well, you have to show them the phone, but there are certain things you can do to limit your exposure. First, if you're in a profession where you've got privileged information, like a doctor or a lawyer, carry proof that you are such and assert the privilege right off. If you're involved in something like litigation, tell them that there's privileged information on your phone from the Doe law firm or whatever. As to searches, right now, the law at a land border when you've entered the United States doesn't give you a lot of protection against what's called a manual search. That is, when they just thumb through your phone, they pretty much have a right to do it. You do have rights against an advanced search without what's called reasonable suspicion. They need to have an articulable basis to search your phone. Now, it gets a little trickier in pre-clearance facilities because the Ontario Court of Appeal, at least, has ruled that the charter does apply at pre-clearance facilities under Canadian law. How much U.S. Customs will honor that remains to be seen, but you do have some rights, but not many.
What are they looking for?
Well, what they should be looking for is things that are active dangers to the United States, active evidence that you are bringing in something that you shouldn't, that you are coming into the United States to do something that's contrary to your immigration status. So if you say, I'm coming in to visit friends, and you're really coming in to work and you don't have an appropriate work permit to do the job, that would be another example.
Would they be looking through your social media?
We've seen a number of accounts where they do, and they could probably justify it. Now, the trickier question is what they can do with it. Say, if you see posts that are antagonistic of our president, in theory, they shouldn't use that as grounds for not admitting. Where it becomes even trickier, though, is on certain political issues where they can make some argument about a national security basis. So the distinction between supporting Palestinians and being in favor of Hamas can be a very fine line in the hands of somebody who wants to see a problem.
We're obviously not just talking about phones or any electronic device, you know, iPads, computers, phones. If it is password protected or you have certain folders that are locked, what does the law say about whether you have to provide access to those?
Well, your password is not protected according to the majority of cases. There's a minority view to the contrary, but you'd have to litigate that issue. If the ownership of the phone is in dispute, you have a better argument, but you also have less protection for other reasons, so I wouldn't advise it.
Can they confiscate your devices?
They can hold them for a brief period of time in which to inspect it. If it is U.S. Customs and Border Protection, which are the folks at the bridge or at the tunnel or at pre-clearance, we're talking 5 days without additional authorization. If we're talking ICE, which is the folks who detain inland, near borders, et cetera, they can go up to 30 days.
Stuart Friedman, immigration lawyer, we appreciate your time. Thanks.
Thank you.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.